Hello and welcome to another edition of the 2011 Rewind. This is where I look at films from 2011 that are turning 15 years old here in 2026. And we are bringing the 2011 Rewind to a close this week. Going to be moving on to 2006 starting next week. But before we leave 2011, we have to touch on one of my favorite films of all time, definitely my favorite film of that year, and that was X-Men First Class. After three films in the X-Men trilogy, this was kind of a reboot and reimagining. We went back to the 60s, we recast the roles. This one not directed by Bryan Singer, but instead by Matthew Vaughn, who had done some other stylish films, some gangster type films. A little bit of a different feel here. We get James McAvoy as Charles Xavier. We get Michael Fassbender in the role of Eric Lensher, Magneto. Jennifer Lawrence joined the cast here. Rose Byrne is in here. Nicholas Hoult. It was a very different kind of take, and it worked really beautifully. And in this one, um, they spend a lot of time with Charles and Eric as friends. And I think that's an underrated part of the X-Men lore. And I think Fassbender and McAvoy are really great here. They have some ideological and philosophical differences that they're talking throughout the film as they're kind of rounding up this group of mutants to serve as protectors. But they have a very different take on the government and what the ultimate aim should be. And that leads to a very climactic, interesting situation taking place actually at the site of the Cuban Missile Crisis. And you see how some of these things come to be. This is just a fantastic film. This is one of those superhero movies that, for me, transcends the genre. Just an incredible experience. I've always loved the X-Men. X-Men and Batman were the superheroes that I was really most tied into. And even though Wolverine's a part of this X-Men run, and he is one of my favorites, this is my favorite of the X-Men films. This, to me, is the template that you have to build off of when Disney and Marvel eventually redo them. So if you've never seen X-Men First Class, now is a great time to check it out. That's wrapped on the 2011 Rewind. We'll be jumping back to 2006 with a little bit of a different, lighter kind of film next week.